Thanks for calling the Beards and Sundries hotline. You've reached Anthony. Leave a message after the beep.
Hey beardos, it's Peter. Just calling to say that I love the walk down memory lane on this past episode with all the trends. I definitely remember a bunch of those trends and even remember planking with a couple of my friends when I was in college. Also, I'm surprised Joe didn't even mention our favorite trend, book socks. You can't forget about those. Also, I want to say that I owe you a picture of me in my super cozy soup slut sweater. I really love it. It's super comfy. Anyway, that's all. Just want to call and say hi. Still love you guys. Hope you all have a good day. Bye.
You'll be sorry, you fools! You idiots!
Ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I feel so much yummier.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
And welcome back, beardos.
Hello.
And welcome back, Blanche.
Oh,
She's here. Parting in my lap.
That's a cat.
That's right, guys. It is time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
Blanche, you gonna introduce me? Oh, now you give up? Okay. My name is Jay, and I'm standing here at the microphone of this podcast asking you to lick me like a lollipop.
And
a
Lilyhammer.
Lollipop and Lilyhammer. I'm Anthony, a strawberry candy at the bottom of your grandmother's purse.
Grandma.
Right next to some Friedent, if you're feeling spicy.
And some certs.
Definitely certs.
And I'm Joe, and the thought of you reaching into my box, unwrapping me, and putting me in your mouth has me ready to gush.
I was waiting for you to go, burst, bust, whatever it is.
You don't bust a barn, dumbass.
I thought you were just going to say come.
Ew, Anthony, this is a PG podcast.
Yeah.
What?
Partially gross.
Permanently gross.
Potentially
Whoa!
gross.
Wow!
Wow! But all of that means that today's sundry item is snacks and candy. You know what? Fuck it. We didn't really have a topic picked out today, and Jay felt inspired during his road trip, which we might hear just a bit about later. So yes, candy, snacks, nostalgia, things we like or dislike, and maybe even a treat tossed into those Easter baskets on aisle 4, or maybe even the trick-or-treat buckets collecting dust in the clearance aisle. Anyway, elsewhere in the market, we heard some positive feedback about our Sprite challenge, so after our break, we have another tasty treat segment planned. After our commercial break today, we've got some fun Beardo-submitted treats, and then, for game time, Anthony has a seemingly sweet, but probably salty, game cooking up for us. But before we debate between Reese's Pieces or Reese's Pieces, how about this week's voicemail?
Peter.
PETA! Thanks, PETA. And we didn't forget about book socks. We just got tired of talking about them.
We?
No, that's a lie. I did forget about book socks.
Joe actually tried to talk about it in the
my
last
book sock
episode,
right
but we
here.
threatened him and cut it out of the whole episode, so...
That's right. I tried to talk about book socks, and I ended up editing myself out.
Joe, you know too much.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Also, thanks for liking the soup slut sweater.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Did he say...
cozy-ass sweater.
I need to get my soup sweater.
I know, I keep forgetting to eat. Oh, actually, I'm glad you said that, because she sent an invoice last month, and I still haven't paid it.
Maybe
What?
you should do that.
This
Maybe
is a
you should pay
reminder.
that.
How are we
Listening to
keeping the
this
lights on in
episode.
this market?
Not from our bank account.
I see you're out there spending it all on those snazzy new threads, you big shot.
My super cheap blazer from the Amazons.
Oh, he's got the Amazon money now. Oh, what kind of big guy we got up in here? I'm walking here.
I'm trying to start a new job here.
Oh, got parking. Wow.
I was thinking of that SNL commercial, like fake commercial, and they're like, during the pandemic, it's really hard to get a hold of paper towels and toilet paper. Luckily, I found a great alternative.
Yes.
Blazers from Jake, or what is it, like a
Joseph
A.
Banks.
Bank. Yeah.
And it's so accurate. You can get a whole pack of them for like two for $99 or 4 for $99 or something.
And they're on like a paper towel roll, and she's just ripping them off.
She's just like, she's pulling them out and just like, they're like coming out
It's
of
like
a
in a
Kleenex
box.
Yeah. And she rips it out, and she's like, and they're so cheap. They're disposable. And she just tosses it in the trash.
And after use, they just vanish. Yeah, it's almost like one of those shop vac boxes. Or not shop vac, but the shop towels that you pull out.
Oh, and the big spool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's so
Yeah.
funny. I do really
Jesus.
like that episode or that commercial.
It's so good.
But thank you, PETA.
Thank you,
Yes,
PETA.
thank you,
Thanks,
PETA.
PETA. We'll get it in post.
Okay, anyway.
I can't hear it.
God. Anyways, Joe, do you think that we could find 1 million little boxes of dots crowded in the aisle 4?
No matter how hard we try, we'll never find Jay's other testicle. But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Now today it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as 3 poppable gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna do the mouthy
Ha ha
thing.
ha! I got through it before you could find anything. Ha ha!
He was sitting there casually looking like he hadn't committed to anything
Yeah,
for like
it was
half
a lot of
the
work. Well, I use the same thing every time, so I wanted to change it. Could you just take a picture and joke about it later?
What
Okay,
a fun weekend that was.
that was a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
It was great whenever I got to meet Jody and Preston, and that's about it.
Oh, and they loved meeting you. Although, you know what? Jody hasn't emailed us since seeing you, so maybe...
What?
Yeah.
No, that makes
What
sense.
the fuck?
I am a general
like,
disappointment, so.
What in the?
Listen to the show anymore. What in the rattling ice in a cup?
God damn it, I left my cup in the
Oh
kitchen.
no, I didn't catch the ice in the cup.
That's okay.
okay.
It's-
The ice is on a string and attached to the cup. Oh, God.
So, did you guys have any snacks that you loved when you were a little kid or when you were growing up that you miss or was discontinued? That's a
I
wrong
haven't
question.
So I haven't seen them in a while. I'm sure they still exist, but I used to go insane for Runts.
I thought you said... Oh, you said you hated nerds. I was thinking...
Ugh, nerds. No, I hate them so much.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I think nerds are too small, and it feels... I hate how they just, like, feel on my teeth when Runts feel normal.
I guess-
I don't know. I don't get it either. Don't worry.
Nerds
Oh.
are smaller and crunchier. Maybe that's it. Like a
Nerds
mouthfeel kind of thing.
Feels like I'm literally just shoving pebbles in my mouth, and I hate that.
Oh, it's like
You
a
mean-
flashback to chat piles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
100%. I'm like, these have to be toxic.
Strawberry. Ugh, gross.
This isn't that warm, homely chat flavor I'm
This
used
isn't
to.
toxic waste. I mean, it tastes kind of like it, but... what's funny about Runts, too, is I loved the banana flavor ones, which everyone's like, I hate.
I actually like the banana ones, too.
A fun fact about banana flavored Runts is that the flavor that they use for that is the flavor of a banana species that went extinct. And so that's why
makes
it's
sense.
not. There aren't really any bananas that taste like banana flavored Runts, is because they're gone.
Did it go extinct, or is this a situation where the bananas we have now have completely formed into what it is?
It
when
could
it
be
used to
that.
have like seeds and all that stuff, and
Like cross pollination.
yeah, I can't remember how they said they did
strains
it.
to make them survive, or else they wouldn't survive.
The bananas we have now are not what bananas used to be.
It's the same thing as like corn, right? It's way different than it used to be. Or
Oh,
was that?
I don't know.
Something
Corn
like
is always interesting.
Ooh, it's a real rare episode so far.
But I
yeah.
do want you to know, I was sitting here thinking like that Runts were something else entirely in my head, and now that you said banana, I realize that Runts are nothing like nerds, and I am an idiot.
Oh well, I thought they were because they're both kind of chalky whenever you eat into them, aren't they? Kind of a little bit.
A little bit.
I
Or
like the
nerds not at
chewy
all?
Runts. The chewy Runts are my favorites.
Okay,
Yeah.
chewy Runts are doable. Smash.
Yeah. Smash.
Smash.
I used to do Banana Vampire all the time whenever I was in like middle and high school, because I would get Runts on my lunch, and then I'd just put the bananas like right out here and just all the time, and we just called it Banana Vampire. And now I'm a different kind of banana vampire.
I want to suck your dick.
Yes.
Coming in quick with the end of show clip already. Did you guys remember when you used to go to like the grocery store or the mall, and there'd be like, it was this very specific vending machine, and it had 3 segments.
With the red?
And there, maybe?
They
And
were like
there
a
were,
red
it was like
base
loose candy.
Yeah.
And it was like M&Ms were always in one, and like Runts, and then like Mike and Ike's. Remember
Oh,
those?
yeah. Okay, yes.
And you'd
now
put
I know
in
what you're talking
25
about.
cents, and it would give you like half of a handful of candy, just loose
Yeah,
candy.
yeah.
Before
And-
like disease,
And your parents would let
or
you
anyone
like do
cared.
that, and,
Yeah.
but they'd be like, "You got to be careful on Halloween because there might be razor blades in there." And I was like, "There is loose candy in these that we trust some guy who's getting paid minimum wage to not tamper with."
To not ever clean. I can't believe
You know they were just
it.
constantly dumping loose candy in there without
Oh, yeah.
ever cleaning it.
Oh yeah.
defiance of
How many
God.
pieces do you think fell on the floor, and then they just
They just dumped them back in. Mm-hmm. I don't
the
know
ones
why.
the ones that strike out to me really big are the ones at the mall that would be like huge, like the size of a car, and it was just a big circle, and there'd be like different flavors of gumballs and different candies over here, and it was the same thing, just a vending machine. You'd get an amount of loose candy. It was so weird.
And there
Yeah,
I was being
I do
stupid,
remember that.
looking for the little device that you threw the coin in and watched it like spiral down into the middle. I wasn't even getting anything back. I was just
Yeah.
watching it.
Yep.
It's like
God.
literally the starting of gambling. You're just like, wow, watch what my money can do.
Well, it's before they had
Nothing.
iPads to shove in our faces.
Ah, God, what I would have been like if I would have started on iPad so early.
Is that our version of the pushing a hoop down a road with a stick? Is that our equivalent?
That is.
I want to say
I'm pretty
no,
sure.
but I think you might be right.
Because it's lame. It's visually appealing for a second, but an added bonus for us is it takes money from us.
Oh, they hadn't thought of that yet back in the day. When they were
That's what
doing
makes
down
it-
No,
the
that's
road.
exactly what it was. They're like, we're going to get these millennials used to
That's
this.
what makes it millennial. Yeah.
They're going to be throwing money away just left and right and not getting anything out of it, just throwing it away.
Just 15 seconds of whimsy. Just
That is
Just like
capitalism
everything
right
else.
there. How can we make spinning a wheel down the road with a stick profitable?
Let's make it a subscription service.
let's say we're donating the quarters to children's hospitals.
Oh, God.
This quarter that you just dropped is for St. Jude's.
With St. Jude in massive air quotes.
Saint is in massive quotes.
Someone's standing by it, and I'm like, "Where's this money go?" And they're like, "St. Jude." And I'm like, "Oh,
And then they
I'm
wink at
convinced."
you. And you're like, why are you winking at me? And they're like, no reason. Wink.
Jay
stop
starts to
doing
unbuckle
that.
his pants. Oh, this is not the bathroom? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
This whole interaction feels very disingenuous. No, it's not. Wink.
Wink. So, snacks.
Snacks, candies. We actually were talking about candies that we fucking hate because we've got a little like challenge we're doing after the break, and I got to tell you, I have a real hot take. You know those circus peanuts?
Yes.
I love
Oh, the orange things?
Yep. I used to
Anthony,
eat them
get the
all
fuck
time
off
as a
this
kid.
show.
All
That's
the
the
time.
most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
They were my favorite
Oh, those
thing.
shoes and that coat. Jeez.
I would eat
Ew,
them
why?
like literal candy because they were. But as a kid, I loved them. I haven't had one in forever, but I love those things.
What are they even? I don't even want to. No.
I think it was
I
a texture
remember-
thing.
I remember
Okay.
eating them once because my mom was like, "Oh, circus peanuts! You're gonna love the old candy I eat." Ate it. Terrible.
Well, you're wrong, but you're frequently wrong, so that's not
Terrible.
Jay's mom was like, "Man, I just hate expensive sunglasses. Ah, they're terrible. They're the worst thing in the world. No one would ever buy those." And Jay was like, "Here we go."
Here's my wallet with no money in it. Put sunglasses in there.
Oh God, yeah, I love those things.
God, that's disgusting.
You know what's disgusting? $300 for sunglasses.
You know what's disgusting? Circus peanuts.
Well, I would rather eat $300 worth of circus peanuts than buy one $300 pair of sunglasses that
I would
breaks
rather-
immediately on the roller coaster at Universal.
Well, so that hasn't happened to me.
Well, that's because
So I guess you're eating circus peanuts.
Just because you're not responsible
so
with your
ready
sunglasses.
so ready for lake season. I want to find out how many pairs you lose.
You know what? I even almost lost a pair in the Bahamas once, and I still have them because somehow we managed to find them after a wave took me out, yanked them off
God,
of me. Yeah,
yes.
the lenses are scratched the fuck up. But
Yeah. Oh no.
Anthony, aside from your stupid, disgusting circus peanuts that you're eating,
Wow. You guys are real dicks to me on this show. I like the therapy pod better. Nobody's mean to me.
did your parents? Well, I can fix that. Did your
During
parents
therapy?
ever one day go, "You should eat these candy cigarettes because as a kid we used to love them."
Yes, I love those things too. They were chalky as hell. They had no flavor whatsoever. I thought I was so cool.
That's a universal experience. I
Yeah,
thought they
and
had flavor. I thought they were kind of slightly sweet and kind of like.
There's like a hint of sugar in the chalk stick.
It's like
Yeah.
a candy heart with absolutely no dye in it.
No
and
writing.
Just basically no extra flavor. It's just sugar and whatever chalk they put in there.
It's like a candy heart suppository because it's narrow and
You know what I also remember about those is that the sticks were just white. Like they didn't look like cigarettes. They only looked like cigarettes to a kid because you just had the general idea of what a cigarette was.
and because the box kind of looked like a cigarette box, but it was clearly candy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool as hell.
Oh yeah, you'd bet your ass I was in the car with Mom and I was like, "Mom, look, I'm 8."
And she was like, "All right."
And she said,
"Smoke it."
She's like, "Look, honey, you're so
Smoke.
you're so straight."
You smoking
I'm like,
yet?
I know.
Smoke.
Well, and then she was obsessed with bubblegum cigars too, so she'd also buy us those.
What was the point of a bubblegum cigar? Because isn't that just a giant cigar made out of bubblegum? Who's chewing all that at
It's
once?
just a stick of gum.
Yeah,
And weren't they like neon colored, like orange and green and pink?
I remember them
I
being
remember
pink.
and blue. I don't remember
Yeah.
other colors. I'm not saying they weren't. I'm just saying I remember pink and blue.
Now, honestly, speaking of novelty gum, there was a whole a bunch of different stuff. There were like Band-Aids. Remember those? The little sticks
Yep.
of gum that came in the
That was
Band-Aid
one of my
case?
favorites.
Big
There
League
was
Chew.
one that was like a cell phone or a pager. Yeah, there was
Zebra
Big
Stripe?
League Chew.
I
You mean-
Zebra Stripe.
Wait, I thought it
Love
was
Zebra Stripe.
fruit stripe gum. Is what it's called.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
But
a
it
zebra
was-
on it, but it's the jingle. You know what? I'm gonna save the jingle for next week.
Ooh, and did you already talk about it? The tape?
No, the bubble tape. Remember that?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you would get in
man.
trouble if you used too much of it at once because you're supposed to save it. I remember we'd get in trouble for that.
Ah, yeah. I loved bubble tape. And then one time I remember I wanted to go way out of norm, and I pulled it out of the container and just went.
And just ate it out of the middle. That is
Yeah.
one of the first classic cases of an impulse control test for a child.
Yeah,
And everyone
I-
fails.
I failed.
Now, speaking of peanut butter and peanuts, since we're making connections there, I guess, I remember there was a snack when I was a little kid, and they were called PB Crisps. Do you remember those? Oh, they were like crunchy on the outside. They were shaped like a peanut, and they had like creamy peanut butter on the inside. They were so good. Oh my god.
I feel like I vaguely remember those.
They were in the 90s, and there's like petitions or whatever to bring them back, but there's no like solid sound evidence, but they're so yummy.
Yeah, I'd tell you my feelings on them, but then Jay would just shit all over it.
I can take a drink of my wine and let you go.
And then he gets mad.
What'd you say, Anthony? Well, did you ever have Nutter Butters?
Have we ever?
We have
I've had
Nutter
so
Butters in
many
the house
types of Nutter Butters.
presently.
They happen to be Anthony's mother's favorite food of all time. But they're so
Well, not all
good.
the time, but it is the most requested thing if she stays at the house that we have to put
Yeah.
in stock is the Nutter Butters. So we always buy like the family size, and she feeds half of every single one to the dogs, and then we wonder why the dogs are fat.
Why do you guys have diarrhea?
Why are
Well,
you
at least
sleeping
Ricky
in
has like a
Grandma's door?
steel stomach, and unfortunately Vincent does not. So I imagine he probably gets diarrhea every single time she visits. But PB Crisps are actually good, Joe.
Where
I remember them. I know
Oh.
what you're talking about. Yeah, I do miss those. Those were really good. I used to eat the giant, like, king-size caramellos. I don't know if you guys remember those, but they're like a
Yep.
regular caramello, but, like, double the size. I lost so many teeth to those things.
Oh, what about cowtails?
Yes, and the Getzes, remember those too? The
Yes.
pieces of a cow tail.
Yes.
So, oh man, so it was what is it, like caramel toffee that they would roll cream into, and it would make like a long rope.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, now I remember what you're talking
They were
about.
good. Like
I-
I like them.
I have to admit, like, that's still one of my favorite candies, even though I hardly eat it, because I don't know what it is that's so good about it.
That sounds really good right now.
I
It's
know. I was like, I
cream-filled.
kind of want to put a bowl of it on my desk at work.
Oh my
Come
god, you're
visit
so
me.
old.
Shut up. But yes. You right next to my bowl of certs.
Jesus.
Are you there, dear?
You would think that I loved certs as a kid because every Sunday at church I was digging in Grandma's purse for a certs.
We should get Jay one of those like old woman doily blanket top things for like a couch, but for his office chair for his office.
And you know what? I'd put it on there.
No, you wouldn't.
Just like I wear this little mood ring now that my friend from my old job gave me as a gift after our last episode about my mood surfboard.
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 What color is it? What color is it right now?
Blue.
What does
that
that
mean?
mean?
Fuck if I know. Hold on, I chat GPT. What
Hey, Siri.
colors meant.
Chat GPT? Oh no.
I know.
While you're waiting on that, here's this. I was looking at candies earlier, and I found this insane candy out of nowhere. So, yeah, check this out.
Oh, you haven't had these yet?
You've had them? You even knew they existed?
Yeah.
The Shackalicious XL gummies?
I
Jesus,
had-
I thought it was a weed gummy. I was tripping so hard.
Okay, let me tell you how and where I had them because I just need to lay the whole thing out at once.
It's insane.
It was when I went to West Virginia last year for homecoming, and I went to the football game, and all the color guard girls carry like snacks and stuff in their bags so they can keep their energy up. But one of the girls had some of the Shackalicious gummies, and she said, "Have you had these yet?" And I was like, "No." So she gave me a few of them, like 4 or 5, and they're like the size of like a quarter all the way around. They're big gummies.
That is
They're good.
wild.
You haven't chewed on
Yeah.
Shaq.
It's just wild that they exist. Yeah.
I took a bite and I said, "Whoa, Kazam!"
Blue means peaceful, relaxed, and comfortable. Sprees. That's another thing I ate.
Chewy Spree is still superior.
Yeah, they were sold like side by side next to
Yeah.
Smarties, right?
Were they?
I thought there was like the big roll of Spree.
I always
It
feel
was,
like
the
Spree
chewy
is just like a
candy.
different thing than Smarties in such a way that you would just never, I don't know, never the
Yeah.
two shall meet.
I forgot about Spree though. They're really like they were really fruity flavored. They were really
I
good.
love them. I love the chewy ones. The hard ones are
chewy
like,
ones.
meh.
Yeah, the hard ones were what I was used to, and then Chewy came out, and I obsessed over those. They were
Chewy's
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of Smarties, did you guys ever snort Smarties?
No,
Not Smarties, but we did try it with a pixie stick once.
I only
that's
did
the worst.
cocaine multiple times. No, I'm
That
kidding.
explains things.
Everyone knows that I would probably die if I did cocaine.
I was
Because
going
my
to say,
heart
it
would
feels
just
like
be
a great
done.
way to just explode.
Yeah. What does your cocainologist say, Jay?
You know, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Don't say something racist.
Besides Sprees, though, like, I also was a Mike and Ike person, and I still randomly buy them because I love them.
Nah, not my thing.
I like them better than Good and Plenty. I didn't really understand
Yes.
the flavor of Good and Plenty.
100%.
I still don't understand either of them. Like, that's just not my thing.
Okay, well, what about hot tamales then?
Well, yeah, cinnamon works.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
those, like, hot tamales are one of those situations where if there's not a limit, I will never stop. I don't know what it is, but I will just keep eating them till I'm sick.
It's like
It's like-
popcorn.
Going to a Halloween party and having a giant bowl of candy corn and really not caring whether or not you like candy corn, but you just keep eating the candy corn because it's right there.
That is not a problem of mine.
Yeah, it happens to
I
me.
cannot stand candy corn.
I love it. I think it's so good.
Okay, hold on. If it's candy corn mixed with like the popcorn and the nuts that they do, I can do it, but I cannot do candy corn alone. I hate it.
Let me
Yeah,
ask
I
you
can-
this.
it's fine.
What about the pumpkins?
No,
little
they're
pumpkins.
too big.
I like
Oh.
the pumpkins.
They're too robust for my taste.
For you dainty little mouth.
Because I don't have Anthony's banana vampire teeth.
This asshole last night was cramming large chunks of chicken into his face while we were recording the podcast.
I was so hungry.
Giant pieces of it, just with his hands, not with
I
a
was
fork
just
or
like
anything.
wadding
just
it up,
gulp,
and I'm just
gulp,
like,
gulp.
"Arr," because I was deboning a chicken. So I was like, "Do-do-do-do."
Dainty is
Hell
not
yeah.
the way I would describe that mouth.
I was hungry.
Oh my god. But before you segue us to break, I told you guys a deep dark secret of mine about the circus peanuts. I want to know a candy you each like that is super unpopular because the universe needs balance. I need to know.
Candy corn?
That's not super unpopular. It's
Okay.
polarized, but not super unpopular.
Okay, something's happened to me, and I don't understand it. But I'm kind of liking black jelly beans.
Licorice ones?
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't know what's happened, but I've started to like them.
I had like a bad absinthe trip once, and it's turned me off of like licorice flavored everything.
And I think that's the thing is I've never gone down that path where I've had
Yeah, that
absinthe
was it.
ruin my life. But I know a lot of people that have because my ex of like 7.5 years had this same story, and he's like,
Oh, I had a bad experience with absinthe once, and now I don't like black liquid.
I can't tell if you're making fun of him or me or both of us at this point.
it's kind of a both situation
Okay.
now. No, I'm kidding.
It kind of
I
sounded
don't know
like
why.
Stewie from Family Guy having a stroke.
Yeah, that would probably have to be my unfortunate, disgusting candy.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, that's
welcome.
awful.
I'm sorry. I knew it would be the bad one, but
I guess maybe my worst offense could be like I've really come to appreciate coconut, so I really like Almond Joy now.
Okay, I don't know. I'll eat an Almond Joy.
I
I
okay.
don't really like stuff that a lot of people don't like because I don't like it either.
Almond Joy
It's true.
would be kind of like your situation with candy corn. If it's there, sure, I'll eat it. It is not anything that I'm going to be like, Almond Joy, and buy.
Okay.
Same with mounds.
Oh. So you can have an Almond Joy and a Mound together. But
I
you
would
can't
mound
have
them
both,
together. But no, I'm kidding.
because Almond Joy's got nuts and Mounds don't.
Oh, yeah. So I have to usually cut the Almond Joy in half and only eat one nut.
You don't have to cut them. They're in 2 pieces.
Oh, it's not one bar?
No. I'm so tired of trying to make jokes.
Last question before break. What is the best Reese's Peanut Butter Cup holiday shape?
Pumpkin.
Tree.
I gotta go Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I
Tree's
think
the
the
one.
pumpkin's a winner for me.
The tree
Yeah.
gets the ratio right.
It's not
I
too
think.
robust in this sense, Jay.
No. Reese's can't really mess up unless they give me pieces.
No, that's true. Yeah, I'll even eat Reese's Pieces.
I
Again,
will,
candy corn
but it's
situation, if it's
just,
there.
Yeah, it's just not. Oh, if I mix it in with something like, the sweet marshmallow popcorn stuff, it's great.
This
But
makes me want to put it in cookies.
but like by itself, it is not a good ratio for me.
Nah. Nah, I'd rather have a regular Reese's. You know what's funny about that is I don't even really want, like, the Reese's Big Cups. I want the regular Reese's. I like the size of the regular Reese's. Like, I think it's a good ratio.
I like the big cups.
Just take off their panties and they go, eh.
Yeah.
Or you take off
Every
their
time I
panties.
take off their panties, there's a little skid mark there.
Yeah, and little chunks of chocolate come off, so then you're starting to lose part of your candy.
Well, that's
and
why
I'm
you
like,
chill
hey.
it, though. That's why you chill it.
Exactly.
Because the chilled ones are, chilled is superior. I'll eat it both ways, but chilled is the superior Reese's.
The interesting part is, this is going to sound, I haven't done it this way, but I imagine like chilling it in a wine fridge where it's not as cold as a regular fridge, but it's chilled from room temperature.
Jesus
I feel like
Christ.
would be perfect.
Jesus Christ.
He picks up his wine glass. Now, I haven't done this before, but
He turns around and pulls a Reese's out of a wine fridge.
out of a wine glass. I'm just gonna...
Just gonna
dip, 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 dip.
dip, 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 dip.
Yes.
It pairs very well with a Reese's. Dip, 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 dip.
Oh my god.
This pairs very well with my Pinot Grigio mixed with, I don't even remember what flavor of seltzer water this was.
We should have done that at the vault in front of Preston and Jody just to see what they would do.
Oh my god. I couldn't have, though. There was that bartender there, and she was too... No. I couldn't disappoint her. I had absolutely no chance with her, but, like, I still wanted to believe.
Too busy watching the guy that told us they were full, and I was just, like, watching his attitude, his personality.
He was dressed like every bouncer ever, too. And, like,
Yeah.
the plain slacks with the black sweater, like,
It's
turtleneck
always
sweater.
the tall slacks.
But
Yeah.
it was a black turtleneck long sleeve sweater with high waisted like 1940s dress pants, which are back. That style's coming back now.
And Jay was like, "Hey, Toad, you stole my style."
Hey, Toots, those are my pants.
Hey, does that waistband go all the way up? Why, yes.
I know those are my pants because that's a skid mark when you pull them off. Hey.
Poopy moments.
Anyways, do you guys think it's time for a break?
I
So I need a
think
break
so.
from all of this.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We'll go to break, and when we come back, we're going to peep something.
Bye. Not for long.
If you want some fun new clothing and want to support a small business, check out hunkytops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site. Beards and Sundries will get you 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES at checkout. You can order above 3XL, you just need to hit the contact button and they'll work with you. Again, check out hunkytops.com. Explore their styles and wear your pride. Use Sundries at checkout for 10% off your first order.
You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast. The podcast rated 5 out of 6 balls.
And welcome back from break.
Hello.
Hello, it's me, your uncle, on the FaceTime.
Through the
How
magic
you
of
doing?
editing, time has passed.
Can you hear me, kids? I'm right here.
Jay, did you procure your Peeps? Which ones did you get?
Rice Krispie treats.
Ah.
I have cookies and cream.
Ew.
And I have Dr. Pepper, obviously.
Oh.
Thanks, Mom.
So these are a little different than your usual yellow and pink ones that we're used to. These are some different flavors from Peeps.
These ain't your basic Peeps.
Did you buy a 12-pack, Jay?
Oh, mine says 15 chicks. I didn't even notice that.
Damn.
What an accident, Jay. I can't believe it.
I don't know why I thought it was...
clicked on that one.
Oh no, I bought these in person. And I was running through Target because I was already late.
Is that the only thing you bought at Target?
No, I also got distilled water for my CPAP.
So just those two things? Because you got to have a third one for Bring It to Ring It.
Oh, no. Well, and then I stopped at the liquor store afterwards for boxed wine, so...
All right, so there you go. That's 2 eyebrows for me.
Oh,
Just running through Target with the fucking Peeps. Run, Rudo!
Yeah, that's precisely what was happening.
I thought there were going to be 8 Peeps in here, and there were actually 10.
I was also pushing a cart really fast because for some reason, out of habit, I grabbed a cart. And then I was like pushing it. I was like, I'm buying 2 items, you dumbass. And then someone was like,
seen you.
Run, Rudolph. Right through Target.
Screeching around the corners.
That busy businessman's in a hurry.
He must have a lot of business to do about business.
There's so much business going on. The flaps of his blazer are flying.
So I also looked up a couple of ways that people eat Peeps differently because I've heard that letting them sit out and get stale is like one of the most popular things that people do.
Gross.
But also there are some ideas here. It looks like you can use them for s'mores, of course, using them as the classic part of the marshmallow instead of using a regular marshmallow, I guess.
Oh,
you can make Peep Pops. You can dip Peeps in melted chocolate and add your favorite toppings for a fun on-the-go treat.
That actually doesn't sound horrible.
You do that with marshmallows, though.
Yeah,
have like a better result.
Oh, here we go, Jay. These are called Peep Teenies. You can blend Peeps with vodka or gin and ice for a sweet adult beverage.
You know, I could...
Like with a blender?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Never mind.
What are they doing at Peeps?
That's like the same idea as putting like a burger in a blender and just being like, let's drink that.
And for something that sounds even worse, you can make snack mix by tossing Peeps with chocolate Chex Mix, chocolate eggs, and jelly beans for a sweet Easter snack mix. If anyone ever gives me that, I will kill them.
You have to get some baby Peeps for that.
If that Peep so much as touches my jelly beans.
If I get a bite of chocolate egg and jelly bean in the same bite, I'm committing murder.
Yeah, that is atrocious. That's white people things, though, isn't it?
Does kind of...
It reminds me of that prank I saw online where you mix Skittles and plain M&Ms in a bowl and wait for someone to grab a handful.
Okay, that's kind of funny. I would never do that, but that's funny.
So, is it time for us to try our Peeps?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, I don't know about you, Jay, but we haven't left ours open at all. These are being opened right now.
I just
They
opened
will
mine,
be soft.
so...
I was like, he better have just as opened his. He was running through Target with them. Unless they're already stale.
Ago.
They come pre-stale.
So mine look like little Dalmatians.
Mine has seen the horrors because his eyes are on the back of his head. He said, wait.
Look at that peep pull.
I know, it's like, oh, hold on. If you do the right light, they don't, like, wash out too bad.
You know, you probably can't see this as well. These are like a red. They're supposed to be soda colored, but it really does look like a poop.
Also,
I think, yeah.
The way Peeps are starting to come out, it just looks like a wall-mounted chicken head these days.
A little bit, yeah.
It doesn't really look like little chickens.
It's new Peeps portrait mode. All right, shall we?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tink.
This is a marshmallow.
Yeah, it's just a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper.
There's a sugar coating on the outside. Kind of nice.
I was like, so what it is they put just a hint of flavoring in the sugar coating on mine.
Yep, that's
and
what it
the
is.
rest of it is just a giant gross marshmallow.
I had to eat the whole thing. to taste any of it.
If someone handed me this and said it was cookies and cream, I would understand it. But if someone gave it to me and didn't say that, I would know. I'd have no idea. I just think it's just a marshmallow.
I couldn't have guessed Dr. Pepper from that.
I would think that this was a regular Peep that just wasn't yellow or pink or blue.
Oh.
Am I eating a second one? Yes.
I can't. It does that thing to me when I eat something super sweet like that. I feel it in my face.
Yeah, I just don't like Peeps, so nothing's changed.
Shouldn't have eaten it all at once.
I'm on my second one and I'm not enjoying it, but it's already in my mouth.
We had these Kirkland vodka pops from Costco, and we were visiting a friend in like September or something like that. We brought them with us, and he was on like his 5th or 6th one. And he was like, "I'm still not convinced these are good."
I remember buying those when I first got a Costco card. And they were in my
Did you buy them here?
Yeah.
They weren't the same ones.
Okay. Yeah, I was like...
They were agave wine.
Yes, I was like, it was that agave wine.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, like, I don't love them, and I probably won't buy them again, but these are probably going to get eaten eventually. And I might even let the second 5 of them get stale and see if they're any different.
I know, I was like, maybe I should let them stale up a bit and test it again.
Well, that was grody. No.
Well, I hope that was nearly as exciting as our Sprite challenge. I mean,
like
we were just as funny that time, for sure.
Tee. It stings so much.
You know what, though? A Sprite sounds really good right now.
I have a bottle in my... Oh, no, wait a minute. You guys had that.
I'm going to say we should dip our Peeps in Sprite and then chug a Sprite.
Dip. Oh, my God. We should put it in a blender with Sprite.
And make a fun, on-the-go, hellacious treat.
Yeah, imagine running Sprite. I was going to say, running Sprite through a blender and just...
I think you should make some Peep Pops, Jay. It said it's on the go. Could you imagine if you're like running late to a meeting and you had to grab a Peep Pop out of your fridge in your office? You've got a perfect treat for on the go, and everyone's like, "Wow, look at him! That's perfect."
You're having it for breakfast every day, Jay. 4 of them. We think it's unhealthy.
Speaking of being busy for a meeting, I got a scam call today.
Ugh, God.
And it was the first time that I was just like, huh? Oh my God, this feels kind of real. And then after a bit, I was like, wait a minute. But I missed jury duty, is what they said. And I was just like, oh my God, how? Like, I would have noticed that. I would have noticed that paperwork in a heartbeat. And then he's like, well, we have your signature here. And I was like, that is so impossible. What address did you send this to? Literally spit out my address, and I was like, oh, well, that's creepy. So that's what made me go, oh. But then it started turning into this thing where every time I'd be like, all right, well, there has to be a resolution to this because this happens. So I'm like, what's the next step I need to do? And every time I would ask that, it would spiral into this complicated conversation of like, you have to remember this is this is being recorded, and you know, you have to understand that if you hang up, you're going to jail and things like that. And I was just like, at first I was just like, oh my God, like this is serious. And then I stopped and went, this is all wrong. Something's wrong. This is wrong. But I said, we need to figure this out because in 5 minutes I have a meeting that I got to be at. And the lieutenant that I was talking to, quote unquote, said, I don't think that meeting's as important as your freedom. And I went, I'm pretty sure I'm okay. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to this meeting. Can you give me your name? And he's like, Lieutenant Mike Morgan or something. And then I was like, can you give me your Mike Malone? That's what it was. And then he's like, can you give me, or can I get your phone number to contact you back? Because I have more questions. And he's like, well, it should be on your caller ID. And I was like, this is going somewhere. And then I was,
we're unraveling.
I don't even remember what I asked, but I said, this is all starting to sound, oh, finally. I said, okay, where can I go right now to resolve this situation? And, of course, went down this whole spiral conversation. I said, I'm not paying anything over a phone. You tell me right now where to go. And then he hung up.
Oh.
And then for safety, I was like, I called, like, the county jury clerk, and I was like, hey, I didn't, like, miss anything, right?
They were like, no, Jay, you're still fine.
She's like, no, that's a scam. And I said, I knew it. But then I just was like, I'm going to check. So FYI, there's a scam going out there about that. But anyways, when you said busy, it just reminded me of how he told me that my freedom is much more important than a meeting.
I don't know. I feel like meetings can be pretty important too.
You should tell the person leading the meeting that and see what they think.
Well, I wanted to be like, this is my first day on this job. I can't miss a meeting. Okay,
well, good for you for not getting scammed.
Thanks. Although now I'm going to feel bad for all the old people that do get scammed, because that one is probably the most convincible one I've heard so far.
If it almost got you, then it could get at least one other person.
Oh, for sure. The thing is any time, regardless of any situation, if somebody says you have to pay over the phone, it's an immediate no.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If they ever tell you you have to pay over the phone. Yeah, like anything government related will require that.
Yeah.
But plus I started questioning. I was like, God, if you miss jury duty, they like send you warnings and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, this isn't right.
Yeah, I'm never entirely convinced they even send you warnings or anything like that. But like, I've gone to jury duty before, and the amount of people who do not get selected for jury duty when you get summoned to jury duty is a lot.
I mean, the only time I've been called for jury duty once was basically to be put on notice that I could potentially be called for jury duty. And I'm like, I know that notice. I never had to sign anything for that.
And even that, like, that whole process was so manual and stupid. Like, you just know the government would be like, you missed jury duty, so we're going to send you 72 more letters. We're going to require you to come to this one specific office in person. Even though there's another office just like it right next to your house, you have to go to this one to pay. And we only accept, I don't know, hay pennies.
Cash and Diners Club.
And traveler's checks.
Oh yes, only traveler's checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an interesting scenario, and I was so caught off guard that I'm glad I kind of like woke up in the middle of it. But first I was like, oh, I missed what? That's not me.
God.
Is it time for a commercial?
I believe it is. And now, for a word from our sponsor, J Alicious Extra Small Gummies.
Man, I'm so tired of all this satisfying candy like chocolate and Runts and all of these other delicious things. I wish there was something out there a little less satisfying. Wait, what's this? All new J-Licious Extra Small Gummies.
That's right! With half the amount there used to be!
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of these.
Well, that's probably because you would have recognized them as a full bag prior to 2020, but after the big C, we now have half a bag.
So the one J-Licious gummy left is disappointing?
Only if you want a mouthful! Of gummies, that is. Otherwise, it's just as satisfying!
These don't sound half bad. Ha! Half.
That's right. Grab you a J-Alicious Extra Small Gummy today and pop that one gummy in your mouth. It's a gusher! Not like the gusher candy, but just a gusher itself. We're not stealing any other candy brands. Anyways, grab the bag of J-Alicious Extra Small Gummies today.
That was something.
That'll be $14.99, sir.
$14.99? What the fuck? Why are these so expensive?
Sir, there's no need to get hostile here.
Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you get a notification every time we drop a new episode.
Joe, do you like to see grown men naked?
Yeah.
What a weird question. God, that movie is so crazy.
You listen to some of that shit, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe that was even okay then.
Yeah. And I forgot that you don't get to see Leslie Nielsen until like a quarter of the way into the film.
You are like 2/3 into the movie, and then he appears.
Yeah.
You completely forget he's in the film until suddenly he's in it. And you're like, oh yeah, you're like an essential part of this.
Yeah,
but
I always
not
assumed
for
he
a
was like
while.
one of the main characters. And he is a main character, but only from the point that he arrives and on. But like, it's just
Excuse me,
weird.
sir,
that he
are
doesn't
you
show
a
up till later.
doctor? I think this guy's a doctor, and he's like literally sleeping with stethoscope in his ears.
That woman who says that, the stewardess, is the wife of someone on the crew. I can't remember, like the director's wife or something. But she's somebody. She has that little bit speaking part.
Everybody's somebody, Joe.
Well, everybody's somebody. Especially when you have J-Alicious extra small gummies.
Oh, I love how tiny they are. And whenever you open the bag, there's only one.
But it feels like there should be two in there, you know?
It kind of like Lay's
there's
chips
room
when you
for
open
two.
it. And
Yeah.
You're kind of surprised because you like grab the bag and you're like, I think two should be in here.
There's
but then
two in here.
You open it and it's kind of airy and there's only one.
ever one. And
Yeah.
it's funny because like every time you open it, you know what you're going to get, but you still hope for a little something different.
Well, you also sit there and go, I'm going to have other candies, but I'll just settle on this one. And then you go, yeah.
But one time I did open the bag and there was a second one in there, but it had a lot of mold on it.
So actually,
Oh, no.
back in the day, J-Alicious extra small gummies did come with two in a bag, but inflation, cancer,
Deflation.
deflation. Over the years, actually after COVID, they only did one.
Well, that's funny because COVID started around March for the whole world, but it's funny because that also coincides with Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. So each March they have their special edition, and they all have at least two, but there's something wrong with one of them. It's a different kind
One
of
of
candy.
them's oversized and a little bit more firm than the other one.
And you
One
have
of
to
them's a-
literally cut the bag
It's-
open. You can't just open it with your hands. You have to cut
One
it.
of them's literally just a walnut. It's a gummy on one side and then a full solid walnut on the other side.
It says all of this on the front of the bag.
It's very long written out.
And someone out there's like, but I would be excited to get a walnut. Well, sad news. When you crack it open, there's nothing in there.
When you crack it open, it's just chat.
It's more walnut. And then you're like, well, maybe there's a smaller walnut inside this walnut. Nope. Walnut's all the way down. Anyways.
If anybody from my new company listens, one testicle jokes are probably my favorite.
But Jay, do we have any Beardo submitted sundries before this goes completely off the rails?
We do. Again, listeners, if I miss your content that you send, please send it back. It's been a few hectic weeks. I'm recovering now, but I did get one this week. And guys, we received a warning.
Oh.
From who?
Let me just read it to you.
Okay.
It says,
Oh my God.
comb carefully, a word from Big Beard. Dear Jay, Joe, and Anthony, we've been listening. Every playful stroke of commentary, every snip of speculation, we hear it all. But you don't realize what you've brushed up against. You think you're talking about products, routines, and trends. You're not. You're tugging at something older, thicker, and far more intricate than you can imagine. Jay, we know you've left your job and are about to start something new. Fresh starts are delicate things. Best to keep them smooth and undisturbed. Joe and Anthony, your home life sounds comfortable and well-groomed. It would be wise to leave it that way. We embody patience, tradition, and control, decades of careful grooming, shaping what stays and what gets cut. But if you keep pulling at knots that were never meant to be untangled, don't be surprised when the whole thing unravels. You are weakened scruff. Let me say that one more time so it's more makes sense. You are weakened scruff. We are the shadow that never leaves. You are stray whiskers. We are the steady hand that decide what remains. So here's our advice. Stop poking around. Stop asking questions. And above all, mind your beard. Stay smooth, Big Beard.
These Pandora commercials are getting really specific.
I was just going to say, well, that was ominous.
I loved it.
You know, I am always challenging reality to be a little more intriguing, so
You know what, Big Beard? Bring it on.
bring it on. I got nothing going on. This sounds like it was written while there was a giant snifter of brandy nearby. And a huge roaring fireplace. Well, guess what, Big Beard? We're not going anywhere. You see here, yeah? You think you might have stepped into the wrong pile of shit, Big Beard.
You're never gonna catch me, Big Beard. Meh.
I give up. Nah.
Oh, you think I'm a whisker? Well, no, I'm more like a full head of hair, baby.
But a little bit receding hairline, boss.
You might think I'm only a whisker, but I'm gonna grab you by the handlebars, toots.
You need to go, T.
You think you got a beard? That's just mutton chops.
I had a whole steak for breakfast and have horribly high cholesterol.
You better get out of here before I turn you into the big Fu Manchu.
You better wise up before I hit you with my Studebaker.
Oh. Do we know who wrote this?
I do, but I'm going to leave that part out because...
Going to the email and...
I was like, hang on, look it up.
Because I want this to be a little bit of a thing now, where we hear from Big Beard. But it's always an ominous situation.
Very. Should have been humorous, but it was ominous. So well done, Big Beard.
Yeah.
Well,
once again.
I definitely feel threatened, so.
So we will call him Big Beard from now on, unless he sends a message that's not from Big Beard.
Wait. Derek with the big beard.
Oh, good guess, but no.
Oh, well, then the mystery remains.
I'm assuming the mystery will continue to remain because I'm bad at guessing.
And I will tell you, it wasn't Jody. And that's the only other thing you'll get.
I don't think Jody would veil his threats. He's like, you get one in real life, and that's like one per year.
Jody's like, we saw you, now the show's over. We don't even listen.
The show's over. The mystery's gone.
As impressive as you thought, huh?
They got home and they're like, wow, that was lame.
You know, I really thought that was going to be a nice outing, but holy fuck.
Jay texts Jody, hey, did you listen to the episode this week? Who's this?
It just says you've been blocked.
God. Well, thank you, Big, or don't know. Thank you,
Yeah.
Big Beard. I don't really know what
Bring
to
it on,
say.
Big Beard. We'll fight this harder.
Well, what? What are we going to do, Jay?
You know
what are we going to do?
It's not even Big Beard. I'm calling them mutton chops. That's it. That's all they got.
Whoa.
Bring it on, mutton chops.
I see a red dot up here on your forehead. And I'm like, is there something? And then Blanche attacks you.
She just starts eating me. I've been waiting for years for this.
No, a little phone rings and you think it's yours, but you look and it's not yours, and then Blanche pulls the phone out of her pocket and flips it open, and then it's like, Agent Blanche, you've been activated.
She just explodes. She's been a plant this whole time.
It's a person and would just have never noticed because they're camouflaged so well as a cat.
Yeah, because she's such a deluded tortoise.
And then you see the person hang up the phone and turn around into the light, and it's Halle Berry.
Oh, it's Michelle Pfeiffer.
Ooh, that's even yummier.
Anyways, moving on from Big Beard, you guys think it's time to announce the villain of the week?
Ooh, yes.
Well, Joe, you have this week's villain of the week, correct?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
I do, and it's more of a thematic one this week. I thought we could talk about, like, cheap, disappointing, crappy candy. Like, candy that they
circus
sell
peanuts.
at stores. Like, candy they sell at stores, it's, like, cheap, or, like, a holiday candy they're trying to get rid of real quick. It's mass-produced. It doesn't even taste like anything. It's just crap.
Valentine's
I like those orange
candy.
slices, too, you piece of shit.
Oh, orange slices are delicious. I fucking love those. I forgot.
Those
The
are
cherry
good.
ones are really good, too.
It makes me think of those little dollar packets you get at the dollar store.
Ugh.
You
The
know what I'm
red
talking
and
about?
yellow logo, or the red and yellow label, just clear
Yep.
plastic. Yeah, and there's
And you
tiny
just
bits of candy.
know it's not going to taste like anything.
No, it's gonna be terrible, and it's always like 5 pieces of something you could just get in a bigger bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Peach rings.
But I do like a peach ring.
I do too, but in those bags they're also like older. You can tell because they're just always.
Oh yeah, they're
harder
like
to chew.
hard.
Because no one's buying them, so they're just sitting there.
Actually, next time you
aging.
guys are coming down, I'm gonna get you some peach rings because that sounds delicious.
We'll put them in vodka.
Ooh, that's delicious. Actually, I'm gonna make a new BGB.
Do either of the malls down there have one of those stupid, big, obnoxious candy stores inside? Because there's
Surely
usually a
they do.
room. There's usually a room full of gummies that we could just get a bunch of stuff and make vodka infusions.
You know, we could just do that from Winco.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like there used to be, but I don't recall if they. I don't walk the malls anymore, so I don't really know.
Well,
All
how do
I
you
know
stay
is
in
that,
shape,
like-
Jay, as a woman of 78?
I walk my doggy like every other woman with a pet.
We're here with RuPaul's mom.
Sorry, my brain just went to that SpongeBob scene. Chocolate. What?
That's exactly it. I always hated it.
And now, Gilbert Gottfried, everyone.
And that's why this week's villain of the week is knockoff candy.
Ugh.
Just don't bother. Don't waste your money.
Just that's the one thing that I'm like, buy name brand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of it you can get away with, but like the Winco stuff is really good. But I think a lot of that's also name brand in its own way.
That's
probably
it. I
just
was
bulk.
like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of that went from stores like that are name brand. Just a deal's been struck that they can do it this other way.
That they can do
Yeah.
it in bulk. Yeah, exactly.
Next time we go, I want to buy a big bag of gay bacon, though.
Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah, the little sour strips that are rainbow. Gay
The
bacon.
rainbow belts.
That's what I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I fucking want some cowtails now.
And
Is it
some
game
candy.
time?
I do think it's game time. Thank God. And this is a game I'm not calling anything because I'm stealing a BuzzFeed quiz.
You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game. Here's what happens if you lose. You better hurry up. Live or die. Make your choice.
So I thought it would be fun since we're talking about candy, and since you can't get away from Halloween candy in any capacity whatsoever when you're searching for things on candy, to take this BuzzFeed quiz that is titled Pick a Bunch of Halloween Candy and We'll Accurately Guess Your Zodiac Sign.
Oh.
So I thought it'd be fun to take and see if it gets our zodiac signs right.
I'm kind of intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you might be. So, number 1, it says, first things first, what kind of M&Ms do you go for? Peanut M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms, pretzel M&Ms, or original?
Ooh, we're saying as we go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, peanut M&Ms. Absolutely.
Peanut over... I'm doing peanut butter.
Nope.
I
like
am
the
also
crunch of
doing
the
peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah, it's the peanut butter, man.
I love a good nut.
I'm also doing peanut butter.
Yeah, I like the nut butter, not just the nut itself. Okay, the next one is, what's the best Reese's creation? And
I know Jay's answer already.
Right.
Big, oh, there it is, the pumpkin.
The options are Reese's Pumpkins, Reese's Pieces, Reese's Big Cups, or White Chocolate Reese's.
Okay, so I might have misspoke earlier, but out of these 4, I'm picking the pumpkin. Because the tree's
Well,
not here.
The tree's not here. It's not an option.
White chocolate
I'm
is
actually-
not good. I do not enjoy white chocolate. It's too sweet.
I don't know why anyone thought that would be a good idea.
People love it though. I'll hate it whenever I do the Halloween one and I didn't realize that I'm getting regular and white chocolate, and so I'll like open one and be like, oh.
I was going to pick the white chocolate one.
That makes sense.
Moving on.
Wow.
The next one that is not that we will forget about. What's your favorite sour candy?
What's your answer, Anthony? Oh, sorry.
I'm not talking about any of this. The options are Warheads, Sour Punch, Sour Skittles, or Sour Patch Kids. I don't know if I even want to tell you.
I just fucking love how quiet you were, and then you're like, I'm picking the white Reese's.
Which one are you guys picking?
Oh, I'm doing Sour Skittles.
Oh, Sour Skittles are the worst fucking thing ever invented. There's just people who like them, such huge pieces of shit. They're so full of themselves, but that's probably because they're compensating for only having one testicle. Anyways, I'm picking Sour Patch Kids.
In March? Wow.
I don't give a shit what month it is.
I'm gonna go with the Warheads because it's kind of quality over quantity for me. I like a good Warhead just for like one at a time, just to have fun, just to eat the candy and be like, But for a lot of these, quantity is definitely good too. Like these are all good, but out of the four, I'm picking Warheads.
I used to love the Sour Punch straws.
Ooh, me too. They were pretty good, but
yeah,
Sour Skittles got me recently, and I don't know why.
It's the Sour Patch Kids for me. It's like the right like size for like eating one or two at a time, and then like they have their own individual flavors, which I always appreciate. And it doesn't just like the color isn't just making me believe it's a flavor. So yeah. Okay, next one is pick a type of chocolate. The options are spicy or chili chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, or white chocolate.
Anthony, what are you going after?
Hey, Anthony, what are you picking first?
I don't even know. I actually, out of these, if I'm eating just the chocolate itself, I prefer milk chocolate.
I also prefer milk chocolate out of these four.
As I've aged, I'm after dark chocolate now.
I just haven't gotten there yet.
I probably would do spicy or chili chocolate, but I just haven't ever really had it, and so I don't know. It feels like something I'd have to eat a few different kinds of until I found one I loved.
It's delicious. I just will choose dark chocolate. Now, if you get me a spicy one that's dark chocolate, I will choose that one.
Well.
Oh, hey, this one does say dark on the bag, but fuck it, I'll just stick dark chocolate.
Okay, our next question is, what is the superior Hershey's miniature? And the options are Special Dark, Mr. Goodbar, Crackle, or Milk Chocolate.
Crackle.
This is tough because I now really appreciate Special Dark, but I think Crackle will always have a place in my heart.
Man.
And
it's so good.
It's the one I got to go after.
The little crisp rice inside of it, it fucking...
I'm wet.
And that little silver wrapping paper, so cute.
I love that you said gold while you were looking at a picture of it.
And with the magic of editing, I can change it later.
To be fair,
you're gonna be like with that little, and it's your mouth saying gold, but the audio is silver.
Yeah.
While I'm gonna devour these crackles, I will be thinking about the Special Dark chocolate ones too.
Not me. I'll be thinking about how the crackle is so fucking good. Okay. Next question is, what lollipop are you hoping to get? And your options are a Tootsie Pop, a Dum Dum, a Blow Pop, or no lollipops for me.
What psychopath says no lollipops?
I don't know, some idiot. I'm going with Dum Dums, though. I love Dum Dums.
I'm waiting for Jay to be like, lollipops killed my whole family.
I used to eat lollipops on the chat piles.
Lollipops are the reason my mom said she hates gay people.
Jay said, no lollipops for me.
I only want you to lick my lollipop. I'm actually not a lollipop person, but out of these, I'm going to choose Tootsie Pop.
I'm going to go with Dum Dums because, one, you are what you eat. But also because they have so many different flavors.
Yeah, I like the variety. And I don't want anything on the inside most of the time.
Yeah, for some reason.
That's not what I heard.
It depends on if we're talking about nut butters.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I like getting to the Tootsie Roll and the Tootsie Pop because I'm an old man.
Shit, this next one's hard. Okay, next question is, pick a chewy candy. The options are Airheads, Starburst, Swedish Fish, and Milk Duds.
I'm gonna go with convenience and ease of eating in my answer, and I'm gonna go with Starburst because they're all good. They just all get stuck in my teeth so much. Starburst is the easiest to eat.
Gotta go with Airheads, man. The flavors out of this world. The texture, so good. Like A+ all around. And I feel like Jay's gonna say Milk Duds, and it just feels like something he's gonna say. Because they're
I
gross.
actually want to pick Milk Duds, but in general, I choose a fruity dessert over chocolate, and so Starburst is my win.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also like Swedish Fish. It's just they kind of get old.
Yes,
fast.
I feel like they taste old every time.
Yeah.
And after like the third or fourth one, I'm just like, what's the point?
I don't want that. Give me some different flavor to it, and that's why I like Airheads is always great because there's a ton of flavor options. Starburst is the same way, and I almost picked Starburst because they've got some awesome flavors. But like Swedish Fish, I know you can get them in multiple flavors, but I don't know. They all taste the same to me. Anyways, moving on.
They all taste the same.
Next question is, which of these less popular candies would you want in your bag? And the only option is Circus Peanuts. No, the options are Tootsie Rolls, Smarties, Mary Janes, or Good and Plenty. What are Mary Janes? They look like horrible caramel.
They're like little bits of caramel, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an old weird caramel texture. It's
from the
almost,
name. I'm guessing
almost,
it's like old because of like the shoes and everything, and marijuana.
For me, it's almost like caramel mixed with a slightly chalky texture because it almost pulls apart in a weird way, like caramel, but I don't know how to explain it. They're okay. I'm picking Tootsie Roll. Let's just say that.
I'm gonna go with Smarties.
I went with Smarties too because I like their texture. Even though they're kind of chalky, but I liked them just fine.
I like them, honestly. Like the Zero Sugar Red Bulls? Those taste like liquid Smarties to me.
That's why I don't like it.
I love them.
Well, and then with the Tootsie Roll, if I'm wanting a chocolate candy, a Tootsie Roll is not the chocolate that I'm craving.
Yeah, it's not it. And it's chewy, and no. It's, a real C- level candy. I'll eat it, but like...
I like the flavored Tootsie Rolls, like the vanilla ones and the apple and the orange ones. Those are good.
Yeah. It's not the worst option here.
Is Good and Plenty still made?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yep. It's right next to like Mike and Ike's and all that stuff.
Funny because you can see the picture credit underneath it on the option, and the picture credit for Good and Plenty is Walgreens.
Mary Jane's is public domain.
It has to be. They're so old. Anyways, next question. What's your stance on candy corn? And the options are love it, hate it, I plead the fifth, and I'll eat it if it's in front of me. And I'm going to eat it if it's in front of me.
Hate it.
Love it.
Oh. Okay, next question
you piece
is
of
what...
shit.
Shut up. Next question is, what full-size candy bar do you most want to get? The options are Butterfinger, Kit Kat, Crunch Bar, or Snickers. And this one is a tough one because 3 of these I really like. One of them I hate.
Oh, man.
So I love Butterfinger. There is something about the sweetness of it that messes with something in my mouth that it always twinges funny. But I like Butterfinger, but I hate that. So, Snickers.
I'm going to go with Kit Kat because I love a Kit Kat. I like the wafer inside, and like it breaks up the monotony of chocolate for me, but in a different way than like Butterfinger does. And I like a Crunch Bar really well, obviously, but I just think out of these, Kit Kat is more my speed.
I miss when Kit Kat used to be wrapped in foil.
I know, they look so much better that way.
And it felt like you were like on Willy Wonka.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I'm also going to go with Kit Kat because I just like the crisp of like the crunch you get when you break them apart, and they're fun to eat. And
I do
just
love
like
a good
them.
wafer.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kit Kat too.
Now, Beardos. Japanese Kit Kats?
Oh
whole
my
other
God.
level. Astronomically better than American
because they have
ones.
flavored ones too. right?
Yeah, they have these Shinshu apple ones, which sound like something that you wouldn't want to eat, but they are some of the best candy I've ever eaten on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
I did a blueberry Kit Kat once in Vegas, I think. Oh my god.
So good.
So good.
Yeah. Anyways, Beardos, if you have your chance, or if you ever have a chance to get your hands on some Japanese Kit Kats, they fuck.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, last question. Finally, choose one of these classic chocolate treats that didn't fit into any of the other categories. And the options are Junior Mints, 100 Grand Bar, Baby Ruth, and Twix.
Twix.
I feel like my least favorite out of this is Baby Ruth.
Yeah, I'm not a Baby
Same.
Ruth person. Yeah.
Junior Mints, I actually really love them, but not enough to claim them as a good candy to me.
I like the other three as opposed to Baby Ruth. I like all three of the other ones, but I like Twix the best. It's actually one of my favorite
100 grand is.
I'm
Yeah,
torn
they're
between
really
100
cute.
Grand and Twix because I used to eat 100 Grand bars all the time when I was a kid.
I chose Twix, though.
Yeah.
I enjoy
like I wanna
eating a
choose
Twix
Twix,
more
too.
than 100 grand.
I'm just going to pick 100 Grand so I can be different. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, what did you guys get?
I got an Earth sign, which is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and none of those are accurate.
Ooh. Well, what does your little caption say? Oh, wait, no. If we were right, so okay, no, never mind. The caption doesn't mean anything. So I thought this was going to be, I didn't do this test earlier. I thought it was going to be trying to guess exactly which sign you are instead of giving themselves 4 options to get like 3 right. But I got you're a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and that's right because I am a Scorpio.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also got the Earth sign, Taurus,
Which
Virgo,
is wrong.
or Capricorn, which is wrong.
Below it, it asks, what do you think? And fail is by far the highest score out of all of them.
Yeah.
The fall from glory that BuzzFeed has had over the last decade is
So sad.
It's so weird too because looking from the outside in at just this BuzzFeed quiz, I'm just like, oh, well, this is just a regular BuzzFeed quiz. They're still there. They're doing fine. But my God, this is just there's a multitude of ads. You can barely scroll through this without it refreshing with different ads, and I'm just like, how do they just keep going knowing that everyone jokes about them? I guess they just don't care, huh?
They just don't care now.
Because they keep making stuff that we do on our show, and everybody does this.
Oh yeah, it's probably it's a bunch of lazy podcasters out there.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But you know what else makes sense? The outro music coming on right now because I hear the music coming back on. It is Candy by Mandy Moore.
Ooh, track 4 on Now That's What I Call Music Volume 4.
Oh, I thought you were going to do Candyman. Sweet talking sugar coated Candyman.
You would think that.
You would because it's old fashioned.
Right, that's why.
Christina Aguilera did it in the aughts.
No, she did it in the 40s, according to you.
But
Remember the 40s?
go call our hotline real quick at 405-999-2242 and leave us a sweet voicemail to open next week's episode with.
And Beardos, the latest wet load is backing onto our receiving dock. So we'd better go. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you. And if just each one of you could tell a friend about the podcast, that would double our growth, and we would be so sweet on you for that.
Back in the 40s, this used to be mound bars as far as the eye could see. No, I'm kidding. Go check out our socials. Instagram, Facebook. We still have a TikTok, yeah. Blue Sky, YouTube, all of the above. They're so fun. You can also go to our website, beardsandsundries.com, buy some merch, and email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com so we can read it on our next episode. And that also goes to you, mutton chops.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
You better
you
wise
see
up.
here.
We're gonna unhelp your hamburger if you don't wise up, Toots.
Big beard, more like a little soul patch here.
Oh.
Or like ugly chin strap on Jay's chin in 2010.
Oh, that's really scary. Ah.
The only beard you're sporting, Big Beard, is a big neck beard, see?
Oh, we better get on that Reddit forum. Oh.
Oh, get on 4chan.
So, from the three of us 35 to 40-year-old gummy bears here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to
love yourself.
Because we already love you.
Yay.
Bye, Beardos.
Come lick my
We'll
lollipop.
See you soon, Big Beard.
I want to suck your dick.